George, you and I have kidded many times that if we did some of the things now that we did at Cougar Cage Camp, we'd be arrested. Yet, so many people have so many great memories. You say it's stranger for you to go somewhere and not have somebody come up who went to Cougar Cage Camp than it is if you go on a trip. You think maybe as a nation we're starting to take ourselves too seriously?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. But the times have changed, and ultimately it becomes incumbent upon all of us that we have to change to meet contemporary times, or we'll all be housed in an antique shop somewhere. And so someone said to me many years ago, it's a wise man who changes before he has to change. And so let's go back to the coaching profession. We have to change with contemporary times, whether we like it or not. This isn't open to debate. It's a mandate. You just have to do it if you intend on realizing any degree of comfort and success. And so those days, our cultural values, our norms and standards were much different than they are today. People weren't as serious about life as they were before. They didn't have all these talking voices influencing how they think and imposing their will on the public and telling the public that they must be held accountable for things and so forth. And so much of the way we think and conduct our lives today is driven by the news media. And we accept their verdicts as being real. I mean, some of these news outlets have become as powerful as the Supreme Court. You look at the coverage of the Penn State situation and all the people who stand on these talking heads on these shows who stood up in righteous indignation about what took place. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have,
right.
But I let he who cast the first stone be pure of heart and pure of actions and pure of intent. And so I sympathize with those young people who were abused and the parents and so forth. But at the same time, I think that the conversation also has to be elevated to a level where we start to deal with this issue of the news media imposing their values, their expectations, their levels of accountability on society. What makes them qualified to do that? Why is their voice any more important than your voice or my voice?
Because they got a microphone.
Absolutely, and what they voice is an opinion. So they're in a luxury bar, except they're not serving drinks, and they're sitting around and there's a discussion. And so the discussion is, here's what I think they should be doing, and here's how I think they should be doing it. But at the end, it's not a fact, it's an opinion. And what I find sad today, too often in our society, and even at the corporate level, too many decisions are made based on assumptions, opinions, myths, and personal biases. And that's the same thing that happens every day on television. And that when you look at the media where it has arrived at today, it's driven essentially by two fundamental ingredients: content and controversy. You've got to have ESPN or any of these talking head shows go off tomorrow. If they don't have content and controversy, they're off the air pretty quickly.